So, Mark, we couldn't end 2020 without putting out the official NerdCage Live top 5 movies of 2020.
Absolutely. I mean, 2020 was a crazy year for all of us, and especially for, movies in general. We didn't really get a chance to see a lot of these theatrically, but we got the benefit of seeing a lot of these streaming at home. There was a lot to choose from. We managed to narrow it down to a collective 5. So, Jay, why don't you hit us with that number 5 spot?
Well, before we get to number 5, let's just say a quick honorable mention. Ben Affleck's The Way Back. And this was the last movie I saw in the theaters before the pandemic started. And just real quick, that was a great performance from Ben Affleck that hit close to home for him and probably most other people.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that was a great performance from Ben Affleck, one we don't see very often. I think that he led us into his life a little bit and got to show us some layered acting as well as some very layered storytelling. It was a very, very interesting, very powerful movie that I would highly recommend to anybody.
Absolutely. So at number 5, we have Wonder Woman 84. If you want to hear everything we got to say about it, check out our rapid review. And if you've seen the movie already, check out our spoiler review.
Yep. We got 2 videos for you to watch, so definitely check them out.
And at number 4, another comic book movie, The Old Guard with Charlize Theron.
Some of the action in that is incomparable. It sort of came out of nowhere for me. I didn't even know it was in the works until I saw it on Netflix one day, and it just absolutely captivated me. And I think that it's one of the best action movies of the year.
Absolutely. And this is coming from a diehard Highlander fan, and this movie felt like another Highlander to me. A little different, but some of the elements from Highlander were there, and that's why I really enjoyed this movie. And then at number 3, The Invisible Man.
Wow. This is an example of what you can do with $7 million.
Yes.
And, the fact that this was made on such a small budget and done, so brilliantly and performed so fantastically by Elizabeth Moss and Aldous Hodge. I mean, what a great story and fantastic setup for hopefully, a franchise that we can see future movies from Blumhouse.
And at number 2, we have Greenland.
This is a movie that I saw last weekend. It got very little marketing. I don't think that I had even heard of this movie before just accidentally seeing a trailer on YouTube. Easily Gerard Butler's best performance, equally so from Monica Baccarin. Some of the best action scenes that I've seen this year, some of the best visual effects. Just an incredible story about what could possibly happen if a set of asteroids were about to hit the Earth.
And Mark, give us our number 1 pick, the movie that we agree on. What is number 1 for 2020?
Well, it is without a doubt Guy Ritchie's The Gentleman. Unbelievable performances from an all-star cast that includes Matthew McConaughey, Colin Farrell, tons of other actors.
Henry Golding, Hugh Grant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie Hunnam.
Yeah.
I feel like, honestly, to me, this could be a contender for me moving forward as best movie of the 2020s. I love this movie so much. It's an absolute gem of a crime thriller, edited very well, great storytelling. There's some laughs in between here. I love everything about this. This movie's perfect.
Yeah, everything from the pacing to the action to the comedy that's in it to the dramatic scenes. It's all just brilliantly executed. And sadly, one of the last theatrical releases of 2020 didn't really get the fanfare that it truly deserves, but it is still available for streaming, and I would highly, highly recommend it.
This is an 11 out of 10. It's that good. It was criminally under marketed. Highly recommend it. If you can get your hands on this movie, it is a sure buy for sure.
Right. And definitely worth noting, there is a cover of Old Dirty Bastard, Shim Shimmy Ya,
yes!
which is almost worth the price of admission for this movie.
Yes. So there you have it. Those are our top 5 movies for 2020. Again, thanks to everyone who been supporting this channel, and we can't wait to bring you more content moving forward into 2021.